Imagine this. You wake up in the morning, get out of bed with ease, walk up the stairs without holding onto the railing, and later, you're outside playing with your grandkids, full of energy, no leg cramps, no soreness, no fear of falling. Sounds like a dream? It doesn't have to be. Here's the truth. Most leg problems in older adults, weakness, cramps, slow recovery, even balance issues, aren't actually caused by aging. They're caused by something much more simple and much more fixable: nutrient deficiencies. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 7 powerful vitamins and minerals that your legs need to stay strong, steady, and pain-free. But there's more. At the end of this video, I'll also reveal one bonus nutrient that almost nobody talks about. Not doctors, not dietitians, but it could be the biggest game changer for your leg strength and daily energy. So stick around until the very end, because I'm only revealing this hidden nutrient in the final segment. Before we jump in, if you've ever felt leg cramps at night, weakness when walking, or just that heavy, tired feeling in your legs, let us know in the comments. And if you want more real, natural health tips just like this, tap the like button and hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Let's start with the foundation, the one vitamin that affects both your bones and your balance: vitamin D. This one vitamin might be the reason you feel unstable or weak, even if you're exercising daily. Have you ever felt like your legs just don't have the same strength they used to? Maybe you're walking slower or relying more on handrails. It's easy to blame aging, but in many cases, it's actually a vitamin D deficiency. Vitamin D is more than just a bone health vitamin. It plays a crucial role in muscle contraction, coordination, and balance. It's what helps your leg muscles respond quickly, stabilize your posture, and prevent falls. Inside your legs, you've got fast-twitch muscle fibers. They're like your reflex muscles, helping you catch yourself if you stumble. Vitamin D is the fuel that keeps those fibers active and strong. Imagine being able to catch yourself when you trip instead of falling, or standing up from a chair without that shaky feeling. Low vitamin D makes it harder for your muscles to communicate with your nerves. That means slower reaction times, weaker contractions, and sadly, a higher risk of falling. For many seniors, it's not about strength training, it's about nutrient signaling. Here's how to safely increase your vitamin D. Try 15 to 30 minutes of direct morning sun on your arms and legs. Early sunlight is safer for your skin and more effective. Include foods like salmon, fortified dairy, egg yolks, and mushrooms. And for most older adults, a daily supplement of 800 to 1000 IU is helpful, though a simple blood test can tell you if you need more. But here's the thing: even if you have plenty of vitamin D, your bones and muscles might still be at risk if you're missing the next nutrient. It's the one that decides whether calcium strengthens your bones or clogs your arteries. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But first, let's talk about calcium and why it's more than just a bone builder. Most people think of calcium as the bone vitamin, but what if I told you it's also one of the most important nutrients for your muscles, especially your legs? Here's something you might not know. Every time you take a step, stand up, or climb stairs, your muscles rely on calcium to contract and move. Without enough calcium, those muscle contractions can become weak, shaky, or even painful. If you've been experiencing leg cramps, sluggish movements, or that feeling like your legs just don't want to cooperate, calcium could be playing a bigger role than you think. And for older adults, the stakes are even higher. As we age, our bones naturally lose density. That means a simple fall, even a small stumble, could lead to a fracture in your hip or leg that takes months to heal, or worse, leads to long-term mobility loss. But calcium doesn't work alone. It only helps strengthen your bones when it's absorbed and directed to the right places. And that's where vitamin D and another key nutrient we'll talk about soon come in. Hang tight, we're getting closer to the bonus nutrient. Let's talk about how to get the right amount of calcium. Dairy products like milk, yogurt, and cheese are well-known sources, but they're not your only options. Leafy greens like kale and bok choy, almonds, tofu, sardines, and fortified plant-based milks are also excellent. If your diet doesn't give you enough, a calcium supplement may help, especially when combined with vitamin D to improve absorption. The ideal intake for most older adults is about 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams per day, from a mix of food and, if needed, supplements. But there's something even more important: movement. Calcium is only truly effective when your body is using it. That means doing weight-bearing exercises, like walking, light resistance training, or even gentle stair climbing. These activities tell your body, "Hey, we need stronger bones here," and calcium follows that signal. So don't just take calcium and sit still. Move, stretch, and use your legs. That's how you turn nutrients into strength. But even calcium can't do everything, especially when it comes to the brain-muscle connection. Coming up next, the one vitamin your nerves need in order to fire properly, control your legs, and keep your balance sharp. Let's talk about vitamin B12 and why so many people are missing it without even knowing. Have you ever felt like your legs were just heavy, not sore, not tired, just strangely weak, like they're not getting the message to move the way they should? That could be a sign your body is low on vitamin B12, one of the most overlooked causes of leg weakness, balance issues, and even falls in older adults. Here's why. Vitamin B12 is essential for your nervous system. It helps your brain send fast, accurate signals down your spinal cord and into your legs. Without enough B12, your muscles may not respond the way they should, no matter how strong they are. So you might feel like you're walking through sand, or that your legs don't listen when you tell them to move faster, lift higher, or stay balanced. Some people even experience numbness, tingling, or a strange sense of disconnect from their legs, and they blame it on aging. But it's not age, it's nerves, and it's often fixable. Here's the problem. As we get older, our ability to absorb B12 from food drops sharply. That's because B12 requires a special protein in your stomach, and many people over 50 simply don't produce enough of it anymore. It's even worse if you take antacids or medications for acid reflux. Those can block B12 absorption entirely. But the good news is, you can restore your B12 levels and feel the difference quickly. Let's talk solutions. First, eat more B12-rich foods. Lean meats, eggs, fish, and dairy products. Clams and liver are especially rich in B12. Even just once a week can help. If you're vegetarian or don't absorb B12 well from food, consider a B12 supplement or even injections, especially if your doctor confirms a deficiency via blood test. The good news? B12 is water-soluble, so it's safe to supplement, and your body will flush out any excess naturally. And here's something most people don't know. When your B12 levels return to normal, your energy goes up, your balance improves, and your legs feel more responsive, often within days or weeks. So if you've felt unsteady lately or noticed your legs hesitate before moving, don't ignore it. It could be your nerves calling for help, and vitamin B12 might be exactly what they need. Now, we've covered how your muscles move and how your nerves communicate. But what about those painful cramps at night? That tight, seizing sensation that wakes you up and won't let go? That's where our next mineral comes in, one that most people don't get enough of, but that can make a huge difference in how your legs feel every single day. Let's talk about magnesium and how it can stop cramps before they start. You're lying in bed, just starting to fall asleep, and then, bam! Your leg locks up in a sharp, painful cramp that makes you jump out of bed, groaning and rubbing your calf. If that sounds familiar, chances are you're low on magnesium. Magnesium is like the on-off switch for your muscles. It helps them relax after they contract. And without enough magnesium, your muscles stay tight, twitchy, and prone to sudden, painful spasms, especially at night. But cramps aren't the only sign. Low magnesium can also cause restless leg syndrome, muscle stiffness, general fatigue in your legs. Even after light activity, you might feel like your legs just won't recover, or that you always need to sit down after walking a short distance. Again, it's easy to think, I'm just getting older, but sometimes it's just a missing mineral. Here's something most people don't realize. Many common medications, like blood pressure pills, diuretics, and even antacids, drain magnesium from your body. So even if you eat well, you might still be running low. So how do you get enough magnesium? Start with these magnesium-rich foods: leafy greens like spinach and Swiss chard, nuts and seeds, especially pumpkin seeds and almonds, legumes like black beans and lentils, avocados, bananas, and whole grains. But if you're still getting cramps or fatigue, a magnesium supplement might be worth considering, especially forms like magnesium glycinate or magnesium citrate, which are easier on your stomach and better absorbed. And here's something amazing. When magnesium levels are restored, many people notice an almost immediate improvement: fewer cramps, deeper sleep, and a sense of ease and fluidity when they walk. So if your legs are keeping you up at night, magnesium might just help you rest again. But there's still one more mineral you need to complete this picture. It works hand in hand with magnesium to keep your muscles moving, and it's especially important if your legs feel weak, shaky, or stiff. Coming up next, potassium, the muscle stabilizer that could make all the difference. You stand up too quickly, and suddenly your legs tremble. Or you've barely walked across the room, and your calves feel stiff and crampy. Sound familiar? Low potassium could be the reason. Potassium is one of the most critical minerals for your muscle coordination and control. It acts like a messenger, carrying electrical signals between your brain, your nerves, and your leg muscles. Without enough of it, those signals get jumbled or delayed, and your legs pay the price. So what does that feel like? Trembling when standing? Stiffness during walking? Sudden cramps, even during the day? Or that weird sensation like your muscles just don't trust you? Potassium also keeps the fluid balance inside your muscle cells stable. Too little potassium, your muscles spasm. Too much, they can become sluggish. It's all about balance, and your legs know when that balance is off. And here's something you might not expect. Potassium doesn't just help muscles, it helps your bones too. It neutralizes excess acids in your body that would otherwise weaken bone density over time. That means stronger legs, inside and out. So where do you get potassium? Yes, bananas are a good source, but they're not the only option. Try these power-packed foods: sweet potatoes, spinach, avocados, beans, oranges, baked potatoes with the skin on. Aim to eat a mix of potassium-rich foods each day. And if you're considering supplements, talk to your doctor first, especially if you have kidney issues or take medications that affect potassium levels, like diuretics or blood pressure meds. Balanced potassium means smoother movement, fewer cramps, and better leg stability. Now, we've talked a lot about calcium, magnesium, and potassium. But what if I told you all that calcium you're taking could end up in the wrong place? Like your arteries, if you're missing one key vitamin. It's the nutrient that tells calcium where to go, and without it, even your best efforts could backfire. Let's talk about vitamin K2, and why it's your bone's best friend and your artery's guardian. You're doing everything right. You're getting your calcium, your vitamin D, eating well, maybe even taking supplements. But here's the twist. If you're missing vitamin K2, all that calcium might not be helping your bones at all. In fact, it might be making things worse. Vitamin K2 is like your body's traffic director for calcium. It tells calcium, go to the bones, not the arteries. Without it, calcium can end up in the wrong places, like your blood vessels, joints, and soft tissues, leading to stiffness, poor circulation, and even cardiovascular issues. That's why some people who supplement calcium still feel joint pain, tightness in their legs, or even notice their flexibility getting worse instead of better. But with enough K2, That calcium actually gets locked into your bones, where it belongs, helping you stay strong, stable, and mobile. Here's how it works. Vitamin K2 activates a protein called osteocalcin, which binds calcium directly to your bone matrix. Think of it as cement that reinforces your bones from within. And that's not all. Vitamin K2 also supports joint health and reduces inflammation, especially in the knees and hips. If you feel stiff after sitting or your legs ache after mild activity, K2 could be what you're missing. Now let's talk sources. For vitamin K2, the most powerful food source is natto, a fermented soybean dish from Japan. It's not for everyone's taste, but it's packed with K2. Other options include aged cheeses, egg yolks, liver, and some fermented foods. And remember, vitamin K1, which is found in leafy greens like kale and spinach, also supports bone health, but it's not as potent as K2 when it comes to calcium placement. You can also find K2 in supplement form, especially as MK7, which stays in your body longer and is more bioavailable. One important note: if you're taking blood thinners like warfarin, talk to your doctor before adding K2 to your routine, since it plays a role in blood clotting. So to sum it up, calcium builds, vitamin D helps absorb, but vitamin K2 makes sure it all ends up in the right place, giving you stronger bones, more flexible joints, and better mobility in your legs. And speaking of mobility, there's one more vitamin we need to talk about, one that helps your muscles recover. Your nerves communicate, and your body create the energy it needs to stay active. It's also the last one before we reveal the bonus nutrient we've been teasing since the beginning. Let's get into vitamin B6 and why it might be the final key to unlocking lasting leg strength. You exercise, you eat well, you're getting enough protein, but your muscles still feel weak, sore, or slow to recover. What's missing? It might be vitamin B6. Vitamin B6, also known as pyridoxine, is a quiet but critical nutrient. It doesn't just help your body use protein to build muscle, it also helps your nerves and muscles talk to each other. Think of it like a translator. Without B6, your brain sends signals, but your muscles don't fully understand them. And the result? You feel slow, uncoordinated, tired after just a little movement. Some people describe it as a kind of muscle fog. And here's the part most people miss. Vitamin B6 also helps reduce inflammation, supports muscle repair, and boosts red blood cell production, which means more oxygen for your muscles. So if your legs feel unusually tired after a short walk, or your recovery time seems longer than it used to, or you're just not bouncing back from activity like you once did, B6 might be the missing link. Now, here's how to get it. Poultry like chicken and turkey, fish, especially tuna and salmon, bananas, potatoes, chickpeas, and fortified cereals. Most people can get enough from food, but if you have digestive issues or certain chronic conditions, a B6 supplement might be worth considering. Just be careful not to overdo it, because too much B6 from supplements over time can actually cause nerve issues. The key is balance and consistency, because when your B6 levels are right, your muscles recover faster, your legs feel stronger, and your nerves communicate better, all working together for smoother, more confident movement. So, we've now covered 7 of the most powerful nutrients your legs depend on every single day for strength, stability, energy, and pain relief. But remember what we promised at the start of this video. There's one more nutrient we haven't talked about yet. It's the one almost no one mentions, not in daily checkups, not in supplement ads, but it could be the biggest game changer for older adults who struggle with energy, muscle fatigue, or soreness, especially if you're on certain medications. Ready to find out what it is? Let's finally reveal the bonus nutrient and why it just might transform how your legs feel and function. We've talked about muscle strength. We've talked about balance, recovery, cramps, even nerve communication. But what if your cells themselves are running low on fuel? That's what happens when your body doesn't have enough of this bonus nutrient. And that nutrient is coenzyme Q10, or simply CoQ10. This isn't just another vitamin or mineral. CoQ10 is the spark plug inside your cells. It helps your body produce energy at the cellular level, especially in the muscles that work the hardest, like your heart and your legs. Now here's the kicker. As we age, our natural levels of CoQ10 drop. And if you're taking statins, cholesterol-lowering medications, they deplete it even faster. So if you've been doing everything right, eating well, taking your vitamins, exercising, but you still feel like your legs are heavy, slow, or drained of energy, CoQ10 might be the missing piece. People who restore their CoQ10 levels often describe a powerful shift. Legs feel lighter, recovery is faster, walks feel easier. That constant dragging sensation fades. It's not magic, it's mitochondria, your cells finally getting the energy they need to fire on all cylinders again. So how can you get more CoQ10? It's found naturally in organ meats, fatty fish, and whole grains, but only in small amounts. That's why many people, especially those over 50, choose to take it as a supplement. Look for ubiquinol, the active form of CoQ10. It's easier to absorb and more effective. And take it with a meal that contains fat to boost absorption. CoQ10 is safe, well-studied, and surprisingly powerful, especially for older adults who want to stay mobile, independent, and full of life. So there you have it. 7 essential nutrients plus 1 bonus powerhouse that can help you. Walk without pain, sleep without cramps, move without fear, and live with strength and confidence again. Because your legs carry more than your body, they carry your freedom. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button. Subscribe to True Health Way for more real, natural health tips, and drop a comment below. Which of these nutrients do you think you might be missing? Or, what would you like us to cover next? We'd love to hear from you, because your health journey deserves support, science, and real solutions. Stay strong, stay steady, and we'll see you in the next video.